Hello everyone and welcome back to JB's Total Gaming, where today we're going to be trying a new format of video where I give either a very quick first impressions or review of the game if I feel like I've played it enough. This is going to be first impressions for SteamWorld Heist. I'm going to talk real quickly about some positives, negatives, and who I think this game may be for, and then we will also, if you want to stay around and check out some gameplay, then you can go ahead and do that. If you just want the first impressions review, then that's great. So first thing about SteamWorld Heist is the aesthetic is amazing. It is 2D, but I really like the art style of all of these steam-powered robots or whatever running around. I like the world in general. Now, I haven't done this dialogue, so the dialogue might be a little wonky. There is text in the dialogue, but in general, the text is pretty enjoyable. I mean, maybe some things fall flat, but overall, I do really like the dialogue in the game and the world that this game has set up. So that is a definite positive as far as the game goes. And along with that world comes a little bit of humor that I do find amusing. Not a great deal, it's definitely not a slapstick game, but there's a little bit of subtle humor in the dialogue in the world and whatnot. Basically, here the world has been destroyed, and the only thing left are robots, and they're going around trying to farm moisture because everything runs on steam. And you can go around to all these different missions. Now, before we really get into a mission, and you can see different missions have different things you may have to do. So this one you can take 3 people, so this one you can take 3, but some of them have different objectives. This one you can only take 1. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this one in a second, but I do want to talk about a few other things. Now, when we get into the gameplay, you'll get to see the satisfaction of the aiming system. But I do want to mention this real quick because we are doing just a real quick positives here. And the aiming system, it's all turn-based, but you actually aim manually, and then the gun moves a little bit. That's out of your control. Some people have sights, some don't, most of them don't. And the satisfaction of making cool, nice shots that reflect off walls and things like that is pretty neat, but hopefully you'll watch at least a little bit of the gameplay to see some of that. Let's get into a little bit of the potential negatives. So one thing that some people may not like about this game is, let's look at the crew. So we have crew here, and a little bit like a role-playing game, this is a turn-based strategy. There are different classes of characters that do different things, and if we go into abilities, so this is a guy that we just got and hasn't leveled up yet. But as you go in and start to level up, so this person has 1 level up, you don't get to choose what the level ups are. Now for me, that doesn't really bother me. Basically, they're setting you down a path and saying this is what this character does and this is what they're good at. So if you look at our main character, they have a few more abilities. One of us just some extra health, and then this inspire ability. And I do want to point out though, because some people may think that is a bit of a detriment where you don't get to choose your upgrades when your characters level up and things like that. Now, also the inventory, it's interesting in my opinion. Each character obviously can carry a weapon, and then 2 side things. They can have like more health, things that boost damage, things that can heal health, more melee damage, all kinds of cool little things that really allow you to customize your character. You have very limited space though, so you do have to maybe sell some items, and it is kind of random what you get. There are some things you can buy as well. There are different tiers of items and also different rarities of items as well, and I think it's a pretty interesting system, but with such limited space, that may be something that annoys some people. And as far as the game goes, the game is going to be pretty much the same all the time. We're going to go into a mission here so we can finally get into how that works. But one thing you will see is that the gameplay, after you get used to what you're doing, and actually this is where we want to be, so we have to eliminate the turret engineer and then evacuate. So before each mission you can go into your loadout, and so it'll show like this character can't equip certain things, but they can equip some of the, like this is a pretty powerful gun we just got, so all these are pretty decent. I don't know, let's go ahead and grab this one for this guy and for this character, and we can also change out what characters we want to bring in. So I don't know, yeah, let's go ahead and bring her in. Why not? Do we have any? Yeah, so she can use some of these other weapons. Let's see here. Let's go ahead with this one, and then we can equip 2 side ones as well. So let's see here. Let's take... he's not really going to need the health. She doesn't have a lot of health, so let's go ahead and grab that, and we can equip him with something else later. And why not? We'll use this just in case. This little action ability, and then for our main character, I don't know, we can have him do more damage, or have grenades. That's not necessarily, or that's not even our main character. So you can see there to load out, and we'll go ahead and start. So I'm not really planning on trying to do this the best possible way or whatever. I just want to show you a little bit of how the gameplay works. So each time when you go into a turn, your character can basically move twice or move and shoot. Some characters, depending on the weapon they have, they actually can't shoot. They have to, or they can't move and then shoot. They have to shoot stationary if they're going to do that. So we're going to send this guy down to open up this door and see what we have. So quite a few enemies here. So we could try to shoot right now, which actually is an option. So if I bring this up, we see he has a real little kind of sight that gives us a little bit of an idea where it's going, but I don't necessarily think that's going to be your best move right now. So we're going to go ahead and move him in a little bit closer, and then we're going to take Sally here and move her in a little bit closer as well. She can get all the way up to there. Yeah, let's do that. And then this character here, he's our sniper. So we could actually try to do something crazy here. So this would give us a chance to kind of show off what I'm talking about as far as the kind of craziness of the game. You can see this ability with his sniper rifle to be able to possibly do some fancy trick shots. Now, I don't know if there really is a way that we can get a good angle on these guys, though. That's what the heck. Yeah, there you go. Alright, we went ahead and jumped ahead a little bit in the gameplay here so you can see a little bit more. So this character, maybe I could, actually let me get to this character here. So I could use different abilities, I could heal. Let's see here, so this is one of the things that I have equipped that allows me to do something, basically get an extra action that I can do a couple of times per missions. But right now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to see if I can get a kill shot on one of these characters, because she has the ability, there you go, her class basically, so there's the ability triggering, and you get to see a little bit of these abilities in action. So I do want to talk about real quick, so she only can trigger this once, but now that she has triggered it, she'll get a second shot and then take that guy out. So, again, using the character ability. So I do want to talk really quickly about finishing off the kind of cons and then who this game is potentially for. So one con with this game could be that the gameplay is pretty similar. So this idea of you going in and trying to complete maybe slightly different mission objectives in areas, but for the most part trying to kill enemies and clean out all the loot that you can in an area and then get off, because some missions are going to have alarms that trigger after a certain amount of time or after a certain thing happens, and then more enemies will spawn. If that idea kind of bores you, where the gameplay isn't really going to change that much over time, as you play the game more, there's going to be more difficult enemies, more difficult missions, and more skills that you unlock for your character. But the overall gameplay arc really isn't going to change all that much. So that may be something that may bore some characters, and that is something that I will say is a potential negative for some people. However, who is this game for? Well, I will say I honestly think this is some of the most fun I have had in a long time. This whole mechanism of trying to do, okay, so here we have maybe the guy that we're trying to go after for this mission, but overall I really just like the idea of the game, of that, trying to make those cool shots. And one little thing about the game too is you can get hats in the game, where if you, and the thing is not when you do a headshot, but when you just miss a headshot up top, then you knock the person's hat off. It doesn't do any damage, and it's kind of like a bad thing, because hey, when you're not doing any damage, then that's bad, right? But at the same time, it's kind of cool to collect the hats, and you can put the different hats on different characters, and there's rarities of hats. But so while the game could possibly get a little bit samey for some people, I do find the gameplay fun enough that I am totally okay with it. I'm having a ton of fun playing this game, and while I am, warning people, it could be a little bit repetitive for some people. The gameplay idea, the being able to aim those shots and make those cool shots, make this a really fun game overall. And overall, for the price, which is $20. I picked up a little bit cheaper during the Steam summer sale. Then I personally think that this game is really fun. If that kind of campy world and that idea of actually having to aim your shots and light strategy of the turn-based thing, and really is light strategy, appeals to you, then I think you'll really enjoy this. If you want a lot of progression in your game, a little bit more story, a little bit more to your game, then maybe it isn't going to be for you. But this is a game that, if you think that idea sounds fun, that idea of, you know, having to aim for yourself and having those cool shots and the silly things like the hat sounds like fun, then it's a game at the price that I can pretty highly recommend. So I'm going to go ahead and play out this mission a little bit longer, but thanks a lot for watching, for those of you that are going to check out now, and if you want to check it out a little bit longer, that's great, I appreciate it, and hopefully you enjoyed the new format where I'll try to give my impressions early on and then play the game for people who are interested in more of the gameplay. And like I said, if you leave, thanks a lot for watching. If not, let's go ahead and finish off this mission. Alright, so now, let's see here. I kind of want as much loot as possible, so I definitely don't like all these turrets. So we're going to definitely try to take care of some of them. So let's see about getting my... Why can't I aim exactly where I want to? I guess I can wait for that to happen. There you go. Alright, so yeah, there's a nice little fancy trick shot, which obviously the game having that character in particular having that kind of laser sight is very helpful. There we go. So, and then again, I can trigger that kill shot basically once per round. So this second one's going to be a bit of a trickier shot, but let's see if we can get it. Yes! Alright. So we're doing pretty well here. Now this guy obviously is going to want to take out this turret right here. There we go. So, oh, he even did a little damage to himself. Alright, so we do have turrets going off, and this may be a terrible idea, and one of our characters is about to die. So, yeah. So how about, let's go with Piper. Can you... So we might have to... I don't know if we can get that turret that's right there, and if we move, we're in trouble. So how about, instead, we see what... Yeah, we can take out this guy with you. That's great. Okay, so that is good. So that's going to allow this character here. So first, let's go get some loot, and then go ahead and let's heal up. So there we go. Now, she has very low health, so that's why we brought the health pack along with her, and then let's go ahead and try to collect as much loot as possible. So this guy has a payback ability because he took some damage because I was... Yeah, that's not good. We got to get you out of there, don't we? Okay, so you probably... So let's see here. Can you take out one of those turrets, maybe? Let's find out. Yeah, that's going to be kind of a tricky shot. Oh, that's right. That one kind of arcs. I forgot about that. But that's alright. That worked out pretty well for us, actually. Because that's why he took damage, and then also... yeah, I forgot that that gun had an arc. So that did allow us to take that out. So how about we move down here. And then, let's see here. Oh, that's right, you shot, yeah, so you are not able to move. Okay. So let's go and see. Yeah, let's see what's down here. Alright, there is quite a bit. Oh, there's epic loot down here as well. So let's definitely try to take this guy out. Now, am I going to be able to shoot? Actually, this is a good question. Am I going to be able to shoot after picking it up? Yeah, so that didn't count as like my action to not be able to shoot. So yeah, we can easily take that guy out and then collect this loot down here. Now, because she doesn't have anyone else that she can shoot at, I mean, we could try to do some ridiculous trick shot and see what happens. Okay, yeah. No, that's fine, though. So, since you can get the loot down there, let's have you move up and probably not take Sanctuary behind that explosive barrel. let's have you move up just to here and be ready. Alright, so for you, I'm kind of regretting taking the gun where he can't move and shoot because we can't really get him into a... Oh, that's right, we might be able to... That's right, this is the turret, though, that I thought we could maybe get an angle on. Yes. Nice. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. Okay, so you can... Oh, actually, now that that turret's taken out, why don't you go ahead and move forward, and let's see what we can do. Alright, so the alarm is going to go off again in a little while and put out more turrets, so we want to get out of here as quickly as possible. But I do want to... Let's check the map. Okay, looks like we have uncovered everything except for maybe over here. So let's definitely try to get a move on. Let's get you going and get to that door and see about unlocking it and seeing if there's any good treasure. And then this is our evacuation point over here. And I guess we could have you ready maybe in case something happens. Oh, we are getting more turrets even before the countdown. Okay, that's not great. Alright, so we may have pushed things a little too far. I don't know. We'll see. So let's chug along as far as we can. And I don't know if there's a way to see if I got all the loot yet, or if I have to wait till I get to the evacuation point and it tells me. Okay, so there is this loot here, which we can get. Great. Okay, and you, actually, you should be able to, yeah, nice. Take out that turret. Sweet. Okay, hopefully that other turret won't be able to hit you, and we will be good to go. Okay, so, so let's get you, we don't necessarily want you, oh, we might be able to shoot the turret from down here. Let's try that. Alright, so go ahead and... Ah, sweet. Okay, so now we don't have to worry about that, and we can just get everyone to the evac point. So we'll get our leader here there, and we'll get Sally moving along as far as possible. Alright, threat level 2, that's not good. Okay, hopefully we'll be able to get everyone to the evac point here. Okay, nice. Inspired. Alright, and then Sally, can you get there? Yes, you can. Nice, so we don't have to worry about another turn. So we'll see how much of loot we got. Even if we didn't get 100%, then I'm still probably going to head out. Alright, got 100%. Great. So we managed to get the loot and escape. So there you go, you got to see kind of a actual full mission if you hung out for a while and kind of see how this game works. So here you go, at the end of each thing you'll get this. Most of this is going to be water, which is the currency. So you have water, water, water. Now some of them are going to be random things like items or weapons. So now the epic loot tend to be something cool. So a nice submachine gun. So let's see here, what's tier 2? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I want to give that to somebody probably. And lots of water. Okay, so there we go. We've got all the stuff. We completed the most stars possible, which will unlock new areas and things like that. And like I said, you got to basically, you know, see how the mission goes if you hung around. So, oh, and here we go. And actually, now you get to see a, as far as the upgrades go. So we don't know what this ability is. We'll unlock it. Okay, so health by 2. So this guy's definitely, he's got a lot of health. So we're going to make this guy a frontline guy for sure. Nobody else quite leveled up yet, but overall, pretty effective. So we'll get back. There might be a couple little dialogue things or whatever. That wasn't necessarily like a main story mission, so probably not a lot. But, you know, there are all these things that we can go to. So... let's see here. Yeah. So, oh, I guess that was a story mission. So we got a little bit. Yeah, I forgot which one's the story mission. So you see a little bit of dialogue. But there you go. So there's a full mission, SteamWorld Heist. This is a game, like I said, I really enjoy. I think is a lot of fun to play. Make it a little repetitive for some people, but overall, you know, I think if you're all right with the gameplay and you find the gameplay fun enough, then it is totally worth it for the $20 price tag. So thanks a lot for watching, and we will talk to you again soon.